Hi, I'm Hayden Phillips, and this is the 2015 Renault Clio. Here at the back end, we actually have sculpted areas and curvy edges, which give this thing an aggressive look at the back. Shame it can't be the same thing for the front. So here at the front, we actually have quite large headlights. Takes up most of the front end. We have a rounded shape up here. It's all very round and soft. So on the side, this thing actually nearly looks like a two-door. That's thanks to these handy little door handles up here, which kind of blend in with the windows and create that coupe look. So in the back here, we actually have quite a big boot, the biggest in its class, measuring at 300 litres, meaning you can have plenty of room for your typical French groceries, such as baguettes and cheese, or even enough room for me to sit and have afternoon tea. So let's take a look under the hood. Now, usually you'd go to the driver's side and just pull the tab, but considering this is French and, you know, the French are weird, we actually go to the passenger side. And then we have to pull it from there. Like, sometimes you've got to think, and the French don't. So under the hood, we've actually got a 1.2 litre turbo, which may seem small, but it actually puts out 88 kilowatts and 190 newton meters of torque, which will get this thing from 0 to 100 in just under 10 seconds. So for the middle passenger, it's not like you can fit a big one in here, but they've actually thought of the seatbelt design, which actually comes from the roof for some reason. But when you're not using it, because you can't really use it much, they've thought of this. You can actually just latch it up there on the magnet and it's out of sight and out of mind. So in the back seat here, we've actually got a lack of legroom, a lack of headroom, and a lack of airbags. Like, why wouldn't Renault think of passenger safety? But really, in a car like this, you're not really going to have passengers anyway, so it's not a massive thing. Another quirky feature that Renault have included is walk-away locking. So I can walk away and the car will lock itself. So another good feature about this is that even though this is nearly the base model, you actually have keyless entry, which makes entering the car a breeze, especially when you've got a handful of stuff. So in the front, it's a much different story to what the back is. We've got 2 airbags, we've got plenty of room, we've got heaps of legroom and heaps of headroom, and it's just such a nicer place to be. We've actually got a well-placed dashboard. It's very simple, and you know, because this isn't the top of the range, we do have manual air conditioning controls, but in the next model up you would get the automatic climate control. Simple 6-inch touchscreen there with sat-nav and Bluetooth. The start-stop position is quite interesting. You can also actually insert your key. You know, funny, it looks like a credit card, but you can actually insert into this credit card slot, which does activate the stereo and the dashboard and whatnot, but that's another interesting feature. The start-stop button is positioned very strangely all the way over here. I'm not sure why they would do that, but other than that, it's fairly simple, and it has a very good sound system as well. Something we should point out is the tiny little glove box, and that is the only glove box you actually get. You don't get the one in the middle here, but we do have a few things in the middle, which we'll have a look at now. So here we actually have Renault's optional extra cup holder, which is very handy for when you have more than one cup. And then when we move on to the factory standard cup holders, which are 2 different sizes, it'll hold a bottle this way and this way. That is such a quirky feature. So we've actually got a very strange audio control placement here. It's quite strange. It's hidden by the steering wheel. So essentially what Renault have intended here is that you actually have to turn the steering wheel this way so you can change your audio controls. Now that's a good feature because that'll stop people messing with the radio and it'll reduce crashes. And even though this isn't the top of the range, we even get automatic headlights and automatic wipers. The other thing you should probably know is that the wipers are on this side and they work when the car's off. So in the front, it's a much different story to what the back is. We've got 2 airbags, we've got plenty of room, we've got heaps of legroom and heaps of headroom, and it's just such a nicer place to be. Now Renault have done something really well, and that's the sound system. Like, this isn't even the top of the range and it still pumps really hard. So on the road, the Renault feels at home here in Australia. Over in France, they've actually got quite a few cobblestone roads, and well, you can really feel that here in Tamworth that it handles these terrible roads really well. You do realise that there is bumps there, but you don't really need any kind of special safety gear if you accidentally hit a big one. So that is a good thing. It feels very light. The steering is extremely light. The double clutch transmission is something you have to get used to because it rolls around sometimes, especially if you don't put your foot down hard enough. You can notice that you'd be rolling back on a hill even if you didn't mean to. But other than that, the visibility is really good. The blind spots, there isn't really any. The mirrors are in excellent shape, and they provide very good visibility. Now, as I said before, the ride is really nice. The 1.2 litre turbo gives an excellent fuel economy rating of just over 6 litres 100 k's, and that's in town. That's such an impressive figure considering that it's not underpowered and it's not extremely overpowered either, but this is the perfect work commuter. Coming in at $23,990, this is affordable and it comes with a lot of features for the price. You're not really going to find many other cars for $24,000 with this many features. You could probably look at the Verena and the Mazda 2, but you're not going to get this kind of quality. Many great things have come out of France, including this Baguette, but we can't forget this car either. So now it's time to enjoy this Baguette. Cheers, France.